All right, let's talk about something huge that's changing pretty much everything about how business gets done. We're going to break down how you can actually tap into this fourth industrial revolution and build a digital visibility strategy that gets you noticed right now in today's world.
So let me ask you something, straight up. Think about how you're marketing your business today. Is it built for this new digital age? Or is it maybe a little stuck in the past? This isn't just some random question. It's about whether your business is set up to really grow, or just kind of hang on.
You know, we are living through a massive shift. And I'm not talking about a minor update. This is a complete revolution. People are calling it the fourth industrial revolution, and it's totally rewriting the playbook for marketing. Seriously, what worked just a few years ago, it's basically obsolete today. And look, this isn't some far-off sci-fi movie stuff. It's happening as we speak. The way customers find you, decide to buy from you, and stick with you, that whole journey has been turned on its head. If you're not adapting, you're not just falling behind, you're basically becoming invisible. So, you might be thinking, okay, great, but what do I do about it? What are the essential tools you need to have in your toolkit for this new era? Let's dive into the core concepts you absolutely need to know to succeed here.
We're going to zero in on three key pillars. First, the Internet of Things. You've probably heard it called IoT. Then, the incredible power of big data. And finally, how these two things are completely changing the game for internet marketing. Let's get into it.
First up, the Internet of Things. Yeah, IoT. It's a buzzword that gets thrown around a lot, but what does it really mean for your business and for getting seen? Well, it's all about bridging the gap between our physical world and the digital world in ways that, honestly, used to be unthinkable.
So what's the big idea here? Just imagine everyday objects, everything from your watch to a giant machine in a factory, having tiny digital senses. IoT lets all these things talk to each other and talk to us, creating this massive, interconnected web. It's almost like a digital nervous system for the real world.
And this is where it gets really interesting for us. Suddenly, your coffee maker isn't just making coffee, it's a source of data about when people need their caffeine fix. Your running shoes can tell a story about fitness habits. Every single smart object becomes this fire hose of information, giving you this incredible real-time look into how your customers actually behave.
Okay, so all of these smart devices are creating tons and tons of data. All that information has to go somewhere, right? Well, that leads us right to our next crucial tool, big data. And it's not just a side effect of this revolution, it's the very fuel that makes the whole engine run.
Now, the key thing to get about big data isn't just that there's a lot of it, it's about what you can do with it. It's about digging into these massive, messy piles of information to find hidden patterns, see trends before they happen, and get this deep, almost predictive understanding of why people do what they do.
And to give you a sense of the scale we're talking about, let this number sink in for a second. A whopping 90% of all the data that exists in the entire world was created in just the last 2 years. That's just an unbelievable explosion of information, and it's not slowing down.
So what's the bottom line for you? Well, it means you can finally stop guessing. By analyzing all this data, you can understand not just what your customers are buying, but why they're buying it. This lets you create marketing that feels personal, one-on-one, and make smart, strategic decisions backed by actual evidence.
Okay, we've covered the what and the why. Now for the fun part, the how. How do you actually take these powerful tools and weave them together into a visibility strategy that cuts through all the noise and gets you seen? This is really the million-dollar question, isn't it? It's one thing to know about IoT and big data, but it's a whole other thing to use them effectively. How do you turn these big ideas into a real marketing plan that actually gets results? Let's break it down into a simple 3-step game plan. First, you have to understand the landscape. Just accept that the rules have changed. Second, you've got to master the tools we've been talking about. Really learn the ins and outs of IoT and big data. And finally, you leverage them. Put them together to build a strategy that truly connects with your audience.
There's a quote that just nails this whole idea. It's not about chasing the newest, shiniest tech for the sake of it. The real goal is to strategically use the power of this revolution to build a smart, focused visibility strategy, one that puts you in front of the right people at exactly the right time.
So as we wrap this up, I want to leave you with a final thought, something to take back to your own work. Whether you start by digging into your data, or maybe experimenting with some smart tech, or even just rethinking your entire online presence, which of these powerful tools are you going to use first to make your mark? The future's already here. How are you going to shape it?